been waiting so long to open these dolls. I ordered these dolls like beginning of June. I personally don't mind too much because it wears off in a few days, so it's really no big deal. I just can't tell you how long I have waited for these dolls. Like, I ordered them in the beginning of June, and it literally said they were delivered by the end of June, but I didn't see them for a few days. So I'm like, well, what's going on? Where's my dolls? Only to find out that since they were shipped overseas, it was going to take twice as long. And they were only shipped overseas because I decided to order two at the same time. Two very large dolls at that. You know, one of these dolls is supposed to be around 80 centimeters. And the other one is supposed to be around 70 centimeters. You know. Then on top of that, just they kind of got one of my orders, but they got it wrong because I was supposed to have one of them in pink and one of them in blue. And I made it very clear before I placed my order. I made it very clear after I placed my order because they told me to even text them what colors I wanted. And then literally the next day after I placed the order, they sent me the photos. And both of them are pink. And I'm like, are both of these guys pink? And they're like, yeah, they're both in like the P2 color. And I'm like, no, I wanted one of them in the P2 color and the other one to be in the P5 color. And they were just like, oh, sorry for the, misunderstanding. You probably can't even see what I'm doing. Pretty bad video, right? I just opened this head. It's like the Jaguar sculpt that the guy is smirking. Yeah, I just opened his head. But I'm just like, no, one of these guys is supposed to be blue, the other one's supposed to be pink, essentially. Not both of them be pink. I didn't really have like some crazy idea behind one of them being blue and one of them being pink. I just like knew that one of the benefits, you could say, of ordering recasted dolls from AliExpress is that you're more likely, like you're more able to get different skin tone options, including darker reds and more fantasy type color. So I was trying to just take advantage of that and see what they would look like in real life. And so I'm like, oh, can you just change the order? Like, you know, basically make me a new doll. You know, I personally didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal because, like, you know, obviously I paid, like, $400+ for this order. And I even had to pay extra to get them casted in this different skin tone. This is hand. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm paying a lot of money for this. Can I just have it changed? And so I'm asking the guy, and he's like, I mean, they didn't say no, but they were like highly persisting that I just keep what I have. Basically, they're like, oh, we're sorry for this. We can give you like a discount next time, but can you just like the doll's already made, can you just keep it? And like, I understand that. I know it's probably a lot of work to, you know, cast these dolls, especially if they're not in a regular skin tone color. So I'm sure it is a lot of work, but like when you paying $400+ for something, you're just like, well, I would like to have it how I want it. Especially after you clarified it like 20 times. Like, I literally could show you guys the messages. I told them before I ordered the doll. I clarified it like 2 times before I ordered the doll. Then I clarified it again after the order was placed. And then just like, yeah, we got it. We're going to do this for you. So this guy in this color and this guy in the other color. And I'm like, yes, they got it. So to have them still do it wrong was just a bit irritating in the moment. I'm just like, wow, okay. And then, like, they were like, okay, we're going to get you in contact with our, like, supervisor. I'm like, okay, get me in contact with whoever. I just want to get what I paid for or get a discount because it's clearly not what I asked for. So now I'm talking to, like, their supervisor, I guess. So much bubble wrap. I guess that's a good thing. Okay, so now I'm like talking to their supervisor and I'm just like, so can I get my doll remade or can I get like a discount because I paid like, you know, money. I don't know how much extra, I forget exactly. Oh wow. Okay. That is just another magic eraser. I cannot tell you how many magic erasers I have, guys. Oh, Dolly Nudity. These are their extra parts. I guess this is both of their, like, fake COAs. Ha ha ha. Legit people get mad over this stuff. But I'm making this full where these are recasted dolls. I did not pay, you know, the prices. But, so I'm talking to their supervisor guy, and I'm just like, hey, so can I get a refund? Or, well, not, like, I didn't want them to refund my entire order, but I'm just like, so can I get a discount? Can you take off some money? Y'all messed up my order. And now you don't even want me to, like, change the order. And he literally said the same thing as the guys were saying. And, you know, they were just like, oh, you know, please take this doll. It's already been made. We can give you like a coupon or something extra. They're like, what would you like? And I'm like, well, what are you offering? So I think they basically offered me like some eyes or some jointed hands. And I'm just like, fine. Because at this point, I mean, also, I was at work when I was texting them, you know. And they clearly did not want me to just make them go through the process of casting a whole new doll. Which, honestly, I understand. You know, I'm sure it's a lot of work to cast a whole new doll and then, like, have nothing to do with the other one. Especially because pink is such an, like, different color. Like, maybe they won't be able to sell it or something if they were just to make a whole new doll. So I'm just like, fine. I'll just take 2 pink dolls. And I'm just like, okay, but what are you going to offer me? Because I thought they were going to discount this order. But the discount they were offering me would have only worked on the next order. And I'm like, okay. I'm not even sure when I'll order again. Like, I want to make a discount right now, basically. because I had never spent this much on a doll at like one moment, and it was just, I wanted to go proper. But I just ended up taking it. It was no big deal, and I ended up taking the deal for jointed hands and like one of those like bird pet set they give you with dolls sometimes. And then I made myself feel better by just saying that ultimately I did make the decision myself. I mean, I probably could have kept pestering them and maybe they would have made me a new doll, but it was clear they were trying to get me to just be satisfied with the two pink eyes. So, and I did not want to keep prying because it was just like getting me nowhere. And yeah. So it's whatever. And then I also made myself feel better by telling myself that them being pink would remind me of Steven Universe, which is a cartoon that I love to watch. And you know how Steven has that ability to bring people back to life. And when he does that, the person turns pink. So my characters being pink reminds me of that. Oh my god. One of their fingers is broken. What? It was wrapped in all this? Wow. I never thought it would happen to me. This is the finger. It's broken. I'm pretty sure this is the sculpt that has like the vampire body, like the vampire face. Honestly, I'm not that sad. I mean, I just waited so long to get these dolls. Like, I don't even care. Oh wow, they have underwear. I've never seen like Unifs like send a doll that has any type of clothes on it. They're always naked. Actually, this is probably the Jaguar sculpt. It just seems like that size. I think this is the sculpt with the guy with the smirk. Honestly, their skin kind of looks like a periwinkle color. They do have nobility thighs, but it kind of seems like a periwinkle color, like kind of like a pink periwinkle. I don't hate it, that's for sure. And these are some extra parts. I see some tongues in here, some eyes, and the ball jointed doll like bird. Then there's another doll. Well, here, let's open this. Honestly, I had to look at the stock photos to see like whose body was whose bodies and whose hands went to whose hands. And when I ordered them, I only got one of them with a face up because I was just like, because, you know, I ordered these like 2 months, 3 months ago, 3 months ago. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing my own face up. I was ordering from AliExpress and honestly just anywhere. Now, when you buy a doll and you add on extra for makeup, you know, it costs more money. So to save, in an effort to save money and be more creative, you know, I told myself, hey, I can just do their face ups on my own. Oh wow. So here's the jointed hands I got because they made both my guys pink. I don't know who's gonna wear these. Probably the smirk guy, honestly, but I'll see. cool jointed hands. Some string. I hope they're both put together like this guy. I do not want to string them together. I do not feel like it. But yeah, I got one of them with a face up and one of them without a face up. Wait, I think my cat wants to leave. I think I'll let her out. So I got one of them with a face up and one of them without a face up. And the one with a face up is the guy who had his tongue sticking out. So the like vampire mold guy, this guy, he's the one with the face up, which is I'm glad because I don't know if I'm skilled enough. I mean, I don't think I'm skilled enough to really do anyone's face up. As far as I got, I have this like mirror doll, and I literally only painted his lips pink, and that's it. For some reason their eyes came out. I'm assuming it's because they've been in shipping for so long and they were probably like fucking rattled around. I can only imagine what this box has gone through to get to my house. Like, I literally cannot say how long I've just been like waiting for this box to get to my front door. But yeah, I only got the face up done on one of them because at the moment I was like, no, I'm not gonna regret this because by the time they get here, I'm gonna have at least mastered doing a face up well enough to the point where like I can give them, you know, eyebrows and some lips, and I'm like, I'll be able to do it on my own. But of course, even with all these months that I've passed, I have not mastered the face up like at all. And I mean, I'm not like scared. I mean, I have plenty of practice dolls. You know, that's kind of one of the joys of a recasted doll. You're not as scared to ruin the doll because it did not cost nearly as much as a legit doll. So it's fun to practice on. Yes, so there's his head. And yeah, this is definitely his body because I know that he is the one who has the bigger body and his body feels way heavier. But that's one of the joys with like recasted dolls is that you know, they can be good practice dolls instead of like painting makeup on a $500 doll and then essentially like staining it or something versus a $50 doll or $100 doll. You know, I don't know. I think people just get so riled up at even the word of a recast doll. And they're just like, don't ever say that around me. I'm like, what? Like, most people in the DJD community are honestly adults. And they react like children. Like, if you don't like something, just leave it alone. It doesn't mean you have to fucking, like, shit on people because they're not doing what you want. Like, what? never know. Like, people getting a recasted doll may want the sculpt of the doll that's not being released anymore. They may want different colors that was never released in the first place. Maybe they don't want to wait 10 years to get a doll, which is kind of ironic because, you know, I waited long for this doll, but 3 months in reality isn't that long. When you're ordering a legit doll, they can take many, many months. And I've seen people wait way longer than that. And I did pay, like, you know, almost $500 for both these dolls. But in reality, that's not a lot of money. I mean, like, it's a lot of money, but, like, for a legit doll, you'd be paying $500 for one doll. That's gonna take many, many months to get here. And that's not even, like, a bad thing. Like, I'm not shitting on people who wanna save their time and money and buy, like, one recast doll or whatever. I don't care. Like, do what you want. I'm just saying that personally, I don't want to pay that much or wait that long for a doll. You know, especially when AliExpress literally exists. Like, you know, at the end of the day, a doll is a doll. Whether it's been recasted or not, if it's something that I want, I'm gonna buy it. It being a recast doesn't make it any less valuable in my eyes. Which is literally the whole thing. Like, people really act like recasts just aren't even, like, worthy. I'm like, a doll is a doll, people. Like, it's a doll. It's not poisonous just because it's been recasted. You know, it's unfortunate, but it happens. Like, think of those artist dolls. They only produce, like, a certain amount of artist dolls. And, you know, whether you buy one or not, like, once the pre-order is over, it's over. And even when people sell them secondhand, like, people's argument be like, oh, the artist isn't getting money for that. You're stealing the artist's idea. Well, for one, once you resell a doll, the original company isn't getting money. No one's getting money but you. That's the whole point of reselling, you know. And then the artist's idea is being stolen. Well, unfortunately, I guess that is true. You know, a recasted doll means that they have taken up the sculpt from another company or whatever. But, I mean, that happens with everything. It's not just ball jointed dolls. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, like, people really act like it only happens with dolls. It happens everywhere, all the time, and it's unfortunate, but that's just what happens. You know, people want to be in this hobby without having to, like, you know, check out oodles amount of money. And I get that because I literally do the same thing. I have a few legit dolls, and even the 4 that I have, you know, like, maybe go dry the bank account. Oh, he has underwear too. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, don't judge people just because, like, oh, he has like a little stomach. That's pretty cute. Like, it's not like flat and like a waterboard abs. I don't even know if you can see it. It's like pudgy a little. I think that's really cute. People are just so quick to judge, though, before they even know anything. He also has mobility guards. Yeah, he's definitely in the 80 centimeter one. This was so exciting. My two boys. Woo! They're gonna be dating. I don't have enough storage on my phone to even record this. I've waited so long for them, I can't even tell you. Okay then. Bye-bye.